Let's go over directions for Module K, Virtual Lab 1.2. First, you need to log into Think Central. You should have Think Central bookmarked at this point, and hopefully you checked Remember My School. Remember, your username is first initial, middle initial, first three letters of your last name, 2022, and then your password is 00 student ID. Once you've logged in, click on Things to Do. Then select the name, it's highlighted in blue, K Virtual Lab 1.2, and then select the blue title, Planning Investigations. If for some reason you don't see that, you might have clicked Done. Click the Old Assignments button, and it should show up there. While you're working on the lab, you will be answering questions on the screen, and you also need to answer several of those questions on your blue lab sheet. The reason is that when you log out of Think Central, none of your answers are saved. And if you were to print your lab report, it would be about 10 pages long. So instead, I've put just the questions I would like to see your answers to on the blue lab sheet. If for some reason you forget to write something down or you miss something at the very end of the lab, click the View Lab Report option and you'll be able to see all of the answers you've typed as you worked. Also, make sure that you don't move to the next slide until the arrow in the lower right-hand corner flashes. If it's not flashing yet, you've missed something on the screen. Most often when students have trouble with these virtual labs, it's because they're missing pieces on the slide they're on, and so it won't let them move on to the next slide. Don't assume it's glitchy. Go back and double check that you've done everything you needed to do on the slide that you're on. You'll notice on your blue lab sheet that you've got question 1, ask for your hypothesis. You can find that on slide 6. Question 2 asks for your plan. You can find that on slide 7. And then question 3 looks like this. It's a table that you'll find on slide 8, the Do It slide. This should be a controlled experiment. The purpose of your experiment is to investigate whether changing speed or direction will help you to score a goal in this soccer simulation. Since it's a controlled experiment, choose one of these things to change. For example, if you choose to alter direction for each of your trials, then you'll want to keep speed the same for all 4 trials. So I circled the one I plan to change, and I wrote myself a note to remind myself to keep speed the same. Let's say I'm going to have speed set at 5 meters per second, so I will fill in a 5 for all 4 of my trials. When you actually are working on the lab, this is what slide 8 looks like, the Do It slide. So you'll adjust the sliders here for speed and direction, these blue teardrops, set them to the numbers that you want. Then fill in your table. I set speed at 6 meters per second, direction at 4, and then the blue play arrow lights up. When I click that, it will run the simulation. These white dots show me how far the ball traveled. So it went 2, 4, 6, about 7 meters per second. So I'd fill that in here for distance. I did not score a goal, not even close. So I'd write no here. Then I move the cursor to line 2 and I click this button right here. This is the reset button. That's a really important button to push. If you forget to push it in between trials, even though you might move these sliders, every time you click play, you'll get the same results. As you're recording this information on your computer screen, make sure you also record it on the blue lab sheet because remember that's what you're turning in for credit. After you've completed 4 trials, you might have scored a goal, you might not have. If you didn't score a goal, that's okay. It does not negatively impact your grade. If you still haven't scored a goal and you want to keep adjusting either speed or direction to find the magic numbers, go ahead and do that and then write a note on your lab sheet and let me know what you needed to do in order to score a goal. Then you'll continue on with the lab. Notice that this is slide 8 of 14, so you need to finish up slides 9 through 14. And on those slides, you'll get information about the impact of a headwind and a tailwind on scoring a goal. That will help you answer question 4 on your lab sheet. When you've completed the lab, you can log out of Think Central. Make sure you view that lab sheet if you missed any information first, and then your blue lab sheet gets turned into the basket in class. Make sure, one last time a reminder, make sure that before you move on to your next trial that you're only adjusting one variable, either speed or direction, and you adjust that one variable every single time so it's a controlled experiment. Have fun with the lab.